you gonna do, Karen?
That's not my name.
Did you hit me? Did you hit me?
You're on, stay on the train.
The internet is filled with creepy content, but some videos go beyond disturbing. Like this one, for example, captured by Derek Medina. In August of 2013, a Florida man named Derek Medina and his wife Jennifer Alfonso were adjusting to life together after recently remarrying. To the outside world, they seemed like a typical couple, but behind closed doors, their relationship was slowly unraveling, and within days, it would spiral into something tragic. On August 8th, just after 8 p.m., Derek Medina posted a sudden and chilling status update to his personal Facebook account. It was short, blunt, and deeply unsettling.
I'm going to prison or death sentence for killing my wife. Love you guys, miss you guys, take care Facebook, you'll see me in the news. My wife was punching me and I'm scared. I'm not going to stand anymore with the abuse, so I did what I did. I hope you understand me.
In the post, Derek wrote that he had just killed his wife. At first, his Facebook friends were shocked. Many assumed it had to be a joke, a hoax, or even the result of someone hacking into his account. But it wasn't. Moments after publishing the post, Derek contacted family members, told them what had happened, changed his clothes, and drove himself to the nearest police station to turn himself in. As the investigation unfolded, authorities discovered that Derek had installed surveillance cameras throughout his home. When investigators retrieved and reviewed the footage, they were able to see exactly what had happened on the night of the murder. In the disturbing video, a verbal altercation turns physical. After a heated exchange, Derek retrieves a firearm. Smoke from gunshots fills the room. Jennifer collapses. Derek then briefly leaves the scene, only to return and look down at her body one final time. But it didn't end there. Around the same time as the initial Facebook post, Derek published a second one. This time, an image. It showed Jennifer's lifeless body slumped against a wall. The caption he attached was hauntingly simple: R.I.P. Jennifer Alfonso. Despite turning himself in, Derek later claimed self-defense, stating that Jennifer had come at him with a knife. However, the video evidence, along with the overall findings from the investigation, painted a different picture. In the end, Derek Medina was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. Though hard to watch, the surveillance footage released publicly gives insight into the darker side of domestic life. one that often goes unnoticed until it's far too late. Speaking of help arriving too late, what happened in the next video is a perfect example. This time, it involved a teenager named Zachary Latham. In the quiet suburb of Vineland, New Jersey, Zachary Latham moved into his grandmother's home with aspirations of becoming a TikTok star, a goal that, while increasingly common among his generation, would take a darker turn than most could have expected. At first, his content appeared harmless enough, consisting mostly of casual updates about his daily life in his car. But as time went on, the focus of his videos began to shift. Zachary started posting footage of encounters with his neighbors, the Durham family, turning what began as typical community disputes into viral content.
What are you gonna do, Karen?
That's not my name, so get my name straight. Go ahead.
You okay, Karen? Go ahead, get my tag.
Go.
Get my tag, Karen.
My name is not Karen, so get my name straight.
Get my tag, it's okay.
Among the neighbors, William Durham Sr., a corrections officer, had grown especially frustrated by Zachary's behavior, which reportedly included frequent reckless driving through residential streets, putting others at risk. Instead of handling the matter privately, Zachary chose to film the confrontations and post them online. In one notable instance, he recorded an argument with William's wife, Catherine Durham, referring to her dismissively as a Karen and laughing as tensions escalated. A clip that quickly gained traction and sparked mixed reactions from viewers, some of whom supported him, while others questioned the motives behind his provocations. The attention, however, seemed to only encourage him. He continued filming more interactions, often tagging them with captions like "Road to Fame," treating the growing conflict as though it were part of a scripted series rather than a real-life dispute affecting actual families. For his followers, it was entertainment. For the Durhams, it was something else entirely. Then, on May 4th, the situation reached a critical point. According to reports, tensions boiled over when Catherine, William Sr., and their sons, William Jr. and Jonathan, decided to confront Zachary in person, believing that he had deliberately swerved his truck toward the boys while they were riding their bikes. What followed was a series of decisions that would have irreversible consequences.
You're itching? Come on. Get out of his face.
Get out of my face.
Get out of his face. No.
Get out of my face.
Get out of his face. Oh, did you hit me? Did you hit me? Ow.
You're a little bigger, right?
After returning to his home, Zachary allegedly armed himself with a stun gun and a knife. Moments later, the Durhams arrived at the property and a physical altercation broke out in the front yard. In the chaos, Zachary used the knife, striking William Sr. multiple times in the torso and arm. Despite emergency efforts, the 51-year-old father succumbed to his injuries shortly after. When authorities arrived, both parties were taken into custody. Zachary claimed that he had acted in self-defense, stating that the Durhams had come to his home with the intention of confronting him violently. The Durhams, on the other hand, argued that Zachary had deliberately lured them there and had been prepared for the confrontation to escalate. Initially, prosecutors charged Zachary with manslaughter rather than murder, indicating that they did not believe the act had been fully premeditated. Nearly a year later, in April 2023, a jury accepted Zachary's claim of self-defense and found him not guilty, bringing a legal end to a story that had from the very beginning blurred the lines between internet performance and real-life consequence. It's disturbing to see how a simple dispute between neighbors can end in tragedy. But what's even more chilling is when someone you've raised as your son becomes a killer. And that's exactly what happened in 1995. A woman named Sandra Harold had lived in Stamford, Connecticut with her pet chimpanzee, Travis. Raised from just days old by Sandra and her late husband, Travis wasn't treated like a pet. He was treated like family. More than once, Sandra referred to him as a son. He accompanied them on errands, was known around town, and had even learned to open doors, drink from a glass, and dress himself. Having been socialized around humans for nearly his entire life, Travis was trusted deeply. Calm, obedient, part of the household. But that trust would be shattered in an instant on the evening of February 16, 2009. That night, A family friend named Charla Nash arrived at Sandra's home to help put Travis back inside after he had taken Sandra's car keys and wandered out of the house. At first, it seemed like a routine visit. But then, Travis saw something in Charla's hands, a Tickle Me Elmo doll, one of his favorite toys. And suddenly, everything changed. Without warning, Travis lunged at Charla and began attacking her with unimaginable force. His strength was overwhelming. He pinned her down and latched onto her face, tearing at it with his bare hands. Sandra, horrified, grabbed a butcher knife and tried to stop him, stabbing him in desperation. But it only enraged him further. She rushed back inside and made a frantic 911 call, trying to explain the unexplainable.
For 911, where's your emergency?
This is Sandy. 231 Rock River Road.
What's the
Send
problem?
the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
Guns. They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry. Please tell him. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
I know. They will continue until he's dead, okay? I just need you to stay on the phone with me and breathe.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, God.
The call was manic. Sandra's voice was trembling, crying, pleading for help. She shouted that her son was killing her friend, begging the dispatcher to send someone immediately. In the background, chaos, screaming, the sounds of the unthinkable unfolding in real time. When police arrived, Travis turned his aggression toward the officers. They opened fire. After being shot multiple times, he stumbled back into the house and collapsed. He later died from his wounds. As for Charla Nash, her injuries were beyond comprehension. Her face had been completely torn off. She lost her nose, lips, eyelids, hands, and portions of her skull. Surgeons worked for over 7 hours to stabilize her. Eventually, she was declared permanently blind. What followed was a long series of operations, including an experimental face and hand transplant. While the face transplant initially succeeded, her body later rejected the new hands, and they were removed. Toxicology reports would later reveal that, just prior to the attack, Travis had been given a mixture of Xanax and tea, a decision made by Sandra in an attempt to calm him due to his Lyme disease. In chimpanzees, Xanax is known to cause extreme side effects, including paranoia and hallucinations, something that likely triggered his sudden breakdown. The Nash family would go on to file a $50 million lawsuit against Sandra Harold. But just 1 year later, at age 72, Sandra passed away from a ruptured aortic aneurysm. The case was eventually settled with her estate, which was valued at approximately $4 million. To this day, Charla Nash continues her long road to recovery. What happened that night remains one of the most shocking and tragic animal attacks ever recorded. A reminder of the delicate and dangerous line between domestication and wild instinct. And for Charla, it's a nightmare that will likely stay with her for the rest of her life. The same can be said about the person in the next story, which comes from YouTube and dates back to February 2011. A user by the name of Book731 began uploading a series of unsettling videos that documented something deeply personal and genuinely disturbing. What started as a seemingly harmless interaction would quickly spiral into one of the strangest public cases of stalking ever shared online. According to his first video, uploaded on February 12th, Book explains that for several months, he'd been dealing with a man who made it a point to sit next to him on the train, follow him afterward to his car, and strike up strange, directionless conversations. Nothing threatening at first, just odd, off. When Book threatened legal action, the man didn't seem fazed. He simply kept showing up. The man's name, according to Book, was Gerard, and apparently it all began from one casual conversation that Gerard had initiated months earlier. A small talk exchange on a train, the kind of interaction most people forget about the moment it ends. But for Book, that conversation would mark the beginning of what he later described as a nightmare. Across 4 separate videos on his channel, Book captured Gerard approaching him in public on multiple different days.
And I have the train cars.
In one clip, we even see a fellow commuter, someone identified as Julie, growing frustrated with Gerard's behavior. She confronts him directly, asking him to stop stalking Book and to leave him alone. But even this intervention had little effect. Gerard kept showing up, kept following, as if unaware or unconcerned with how uncomfortable he was making everyone around him feel. Then, on February 18th, Book decided he'd had enough.
Stay on. Gerard, stay on the fucking train. Stop following me. Sit down and stop following me. Sit down and stop following me.
We're going.
Sit down.
We're going.
Sit down. Can you get him to stop following me, please?
Okay, somebody needs to get off the train and somebody sit down. Guys, why are you following him?
I don't know.
And serious, still following me.
In what would become the final video, we see Book step off a train with Gerard visibly following close behind. Fed up, he turns around and makes a scene, loudly demanding that Gerard get back on the train and stop following him. He even enlists the help of a woman to guide him into a different car. But even then, the moment he sits down and glances to his left, Gerard is already there, staring directly at him. After that video, the uploads abruptly stop. For years, viewers wondered what happened, if Book was okay, or if things had escalated further behind the scenes. Eventually, an update came, not in a new video, but quietly, in a video description. Book wrote, "Thank you all for the concerned and constructive comments and feedback on these stalker videos. These were recorded in 2011, and since then, this guy has disappeared. After bringing the police in on the matter, I think he got the hint and I was left alone. There are numerous other events that weirded me out which aren't detailed in the videos, but I was lucky and was unscathed in all of my interactions. Fortunately, it seems that Book is okay, but the entire ordeal remains unsettling. Because if this man was so persistent with cameras rolling, one can only wonder how much further he may have gone when they were turned off. And the next story is a perfect example. It's about someone named JinnKid. JinnKid, whose real name is Ali Nassar Abulaban, first gained recognition for his TikToks, which many would remember as humorous skits where he portrayed an NPC from the game Skyrim.
You try mercenary work? Might suit you.
Through these videos, he amassed nearly 945,000 followers before his account was eventually terminated. Outside of his online persona, Ali appeared to live a normal life. He was married to Anna Abulaban, and together they resided in San Diego, California. From the outside, their relationship seemed ordinary, with Anna even appearing in some of his videos from time to time. But behind the scenes, the reality was much more troubled. As Ali's popularity grew, his personal life began to unravel. His mental state became increasingly unstable, which placed a heavy strain on his marriage. In October 2021, Anna told Ali that she wanted a divorce. For him, this wasn't an option. Rather than accepting the breakup, he spiraled further. Unable to accept the end of the relationship, he became obsessed with Anna's every move. He stalked her, tracked her whereabouts, and even listened in on her private conversations. Without her knowledge, Ali installed a hidden tracking device on Anna's iPad, allowing him to hear everything she said. Every conversation, every plan, every person she met, all under constant surveillance. In Ali's mind, he began to build a case against her, convincing himself of her betrayal. As days passed, his paranoia deepened and his emotions grew more volatile. He wasn't just hurt. He felt abandoned, humiliated, and powerless. This obsession soon took a far darker turn. On October 21st, 2021, Ali was once again listening in on Anna through the hidden device. This time, what he heard would push him past the point of no return. Another man was with her in her apartment. In that moment, something inside Ali broke. He muttered to himself, convinced he had finally caught her. From that point on, he wasn't thinking. He was only reacting, driven by rage and jealousy. Grabbing his gun, he made a decision that would destroy everything. What happened next unfolded in just a matter of hours. Ali drove to the Spire San Diego luxury apartments, taking the elevator to the 35th floor where Anna lived. He forced his way inside. There, Anna was with 29-year-old Rayburn Barron, a man she had known for years. To Ali, Rayburn was now the enemy. Without a word, Ali pulled out his gun and opened fire. The first shot killed Rayburn instantly. Anna screamed, but there was nowhere to escape. Moments later, Ali turned the gun on her, ending her life as well. It was over in seconds. After the shootings, Ali left the apartment and got into his car. He called his mother, and in a matter-of-fact tone, simply told her what had happened. Neighbors had already called 911, and it didn't take long for police to piece together the events and issue an alert. Ali was on the move, but officers closed in quickly. Not long after leaving the apartment, they located his car on Interstate 805. He was pulled over and surrounded by police. There was no attempt to escape. Ali surrendered without resistance, the gun still in his vehicle. As news of the tragedy spread, shock rippled across the internet. The same man who had made people laugh with his online skits had become the face of a brutal double homicide. But the true impact was felt most deeply by the one left behind, Ali and Anna's 5-year-old daughter. In an instant, she lost her mother, and the world she knew collapsed. There was no way to explain to a child why her mother was gone or why her father was responsible. In the months that followed, Ali Abulaban faced trial, not as a viral internet personality, but as a man accused of double murder. He pleaded not guilty, claiming the act was driven by uncontrollable rage. But the evidence told a different story. In May 2024, a jury found him guilty of both counts of first-degree murder. Then, in September 2024, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. It's a relief to see justice served in his case, but the girls in this next horrifying story didn't. What happened to Kira Hart, a 14-year-old girl from Queensland, Australia, is truly heartbreaking. Sometime in March 2023, Kira was invited to a sleepover. The girl who invited her, Renisha Gretsch, wasn't a stranger. She was someone Kira knew, a so-called friend. There was no reason to say no. She arrived at the house probably expecting to watch a film, eat snacks, and laugh with her friends. But instead, the door shut behind her, and the atmosphere changed immediately. What she thought was going to be a fun night with friends turned into something much darker. It started with simple taunting. The girls at the sleepover, the same ones who had invited her over, weren't acting like friends anymore. They surrounded her, making fun of her, and started off just by bullying her. Over the next few hours, she would experience a level of cruelty that's hard to imagine. The betrayal, the violence, and the sheer lack of humanity was made worse by the fact that they made sure to record everything. At first, Kira's friends and family had no idea what had happened to her. When she finally came back from the sleepover, she was barely recognizable. Her face was swollen and bruised, her body covered in wounds. But the full horror of what she endured wouldn't be understood until the footage surfaced online. In the video, Kira is seen cowering, crying, and begging for it to stop. But there was no mercy. The girls who are supposed to be her friends were now her tormentors, taking turns hitting, kicking, and slicing her with knives. They pulled her by her hair, mocking her and laughing as if it were some sort of game. The video was first uploaded to Snapchat and TikTok by the attackers themselves. They bragged about what they had done, almost as if they were proud of it. But once the footage made its way onto Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, it started to spread more quickly. Despite social media platforms taking the video down, it had already been reshared thousands of times and under the mounting pressure. Authorities soon took action. The three girls responsible, Chloe Denman, sisters Raisha and Shania Gretsch, were arrested and faced multiple charges, including assault, occasioning bodily harm, and deprivation of liberty. But due to their ages, with the youngest of them being 12, it's very likely that they will not face any sort of heavy punishment. That's all for today, folks. If you want more eerie content, just click on the video on your screen.